Chapter 1 divided by 2 times 10. Wait! I screamed as the door swung shut. I couldn't figure out what time we'd get out of here if we were in the room for hours, but I knew my mom would come looking for us way before then. That would not be good. I heard a loud clank, like a big bolt had just slid into place. Hey, wait! Don't lock us in! I grabbed the door handle and yanked at it. The door was locked. A hum came from the walls. I felt air rushing back into my head. Glowing bits of light swirled around me. Was that my math skills returning? Okay, 2 plus 2 equals 4, I whispered. Yeah, I could add. There was a small screen in the center of the door with a keypad below it. The screen flickered and then a message appeared. A familiar voice read the message out loud. I wasn't happy when I realized that it sounded just like the robot. Add the numbers from 1 through 99. Enter the total. Hurry, you have 2 minutes. The word hurry flashed a bunch of times and then the whole message vanished. A countdown clock replaced it. A display showed 1:59. Benedict reached for the keypad. What are you doing? I asked. There was no way he already had the answer. If he was a math genius, he'd kept that information a total secret from me his whole life. Using the calculator. That's not a calculator, I said. Sure it is. It has keys for the numbers. Yeah, and how are you going to add anything? Benedict didn't say another word. I guess he'd realized there was no plus sign or any other buttons for doing math. Beside the digits from 0 to 9, there was only one other key with enter on it. The timer had counted down to 1:47. Let's get to work, I said. How? I grabbed a couple of pencils from the table and 2 sheets of paper. I realized outside of this room, I wouldn't have even been able to figure out how much paper to grab. Let's do what it says and add the numbers. I started to write out the whole problem. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, but I realized that would waste a lot of time. The display was now at 128. It's better to start with the higher numbers, Benedict said. What's 99 plus 98? Are you sure that's not a calculator? It would really help to have one. I figured it would be a lot easier to add the smaller numbers first, but either way, it still looked impossible to finish the problem before time ran out. The counter was down to 105. It didn't matter whether we could add from 99 down to 1 or from 1 up to 99. There was no way I could do either of those things quickly enough to beat the timer. You start with 99, I'll start with 1, Benedict said. We can each do half. Hey, that's actually a good idea. Wait! As I thought about those 2 numbers, 1 and 99. I felt a jolt shoot from my brain through my body. I wasn't used to having ideas hit me so hard, especially not ideas as awesome as this one. What? Benedict asked. Just a second. Let me think. This might work. We're never going to get out of here, Benedict said. He threw down his pencil. We're going to starve to death, and I don't see a bathroom. Do you see a bathroom? This room doesn't have a toilet. He ran to the table, snatched up the pencil cup, and dumped out the pencils. Mine! I ignored him and wrote 98, 97, 96, 95 on the paper. Under that, I wrote 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the large and small numbers lined up in pairs. I held the paper for Benedict to see. Look! The pattern jumped right off the page. I felt a chill run through me as I realized my idea would really work. Look what? We can take pairs and add them. See? 99 plus 1 equals 100. So does 98 plus 2. And 97 plus 3. Get it? That makes it a whole lot easier. Every pair adds up to 100. Hundreds are easy to work with. How many pairs are there? Why are you asking me? Benedict said. Good point. I thought about it for a second, which was about all the time I could spare. The numbers from 1 through 99 or 49 matched up with the numbers from 99 down to 51. So there were 49 pairs. If the pairs added up to 100 each of those 49 times, that made a total of 4,900. I realized I also had to add in the 50, which didn't get paired. As I rushed over to the keypad, I saw that the timer was down to 5 seconds. In 5 seconds, we'd be trapped. It's 4,950, I shouted as I punched in the digits. You sure? Benedict asked. No. I pressed enter. The lock clicked and whirled. The bolt slid free and the knob turned. I changed my mind, I said as the door swung open. I'm sure. Dr. Thagoras was waiting for us on the other side. Let's see, 9 plus 3? He asked. That's 12, I said. And 7 minus 2? He asked Benedict. It's 3, Benedict said. Whoa, I shouted. Did you say 3? Just kidding, Benedict said. It's 5. I looked at my watch. Altogether, we'd been in the museum about 10 minutes. It was nice to be able to add again. We'd better get going. I didn't want to keep my mom waiting. Benedict and I raced down the hallway. Behind us, Dr. Thagoras called. Wait a minute. I just realized something. I'm sure it's not important, I told Benedict as we headed up the stairs. It's amazing how often I'm wrong. Chapter 1 times 2 times 3. Feeling better? Mom asked when Benedict and I got back in the car. Absolutely, Benedict said. I held my watch in front of Benedict's face. Hey, if it takes us 15 minutes to reach your house, what time will we drop you off? He gave me the right answer and said, I wonder how many telephone poles we'll pass on the way. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. I counted along. We got up to 92 when we reached his place. Before he stepped out of the car, he said, if you bring 12 toy soldiers to school tomorrow and I bring 15, we'll have 27, I said. Mom gave me a strange look. You shouldn't bring toys to school. We're not. We're just practicing for our math test. Actually, I was just enjoying the ability to do math. When we got home, I thought about studying for the test, but I figured the matheteria had pumped me so full of fresh math skills that I really didn't need to do any more studying. So I went over my social studies lesson instead, since sometimes I have a hard time remembering all those facts and dates. A while later, I heard Dad come home. Then Mom called me for dinner. My nose told me the good news even before I joined my parents and my little sister, Kaylee, at the table. It was takeout night. Dad had picked up chicken wings from Wingy Dingy. As it said on the side of the bucket, this was the 30-piece family pack. Dad took the tongs, grabbed a wing, and dropped it on his plate. Then he gave one wing to Mom. That leaves 28, I thought. I was having fun doing math. Now we can divide the rest evenly. Dad handed me the tongs. I heard you didn't keep your mother waiting at the mall. Good for you. You can take your share first, Logan. I reached toward the wings. Then I froze. Go ahead, Logan, Mom said. Sure. I stared at the bucket. There were 28 wings. I knew that, and there were 4 people at the table. But I had no idea what my share was. I could add and subtract without trouble. If I took a wing, there'd be 27 left in the bucket. If I took 5 wings, there'd be 23. If Mom put hers back with the 28, there'd be 29. But I didn't see how adding and subtracting could help me figure my share. Is there a problem? Mom asked. As one part of my brain was telling me I should pretend there was an emergency and make a sudden dash to the bathroom, another part was actually thinking about math. I realized subtraction could actually help me as long as I got everyone to play along. We should take turns. That's fairer. I plucked one wing from the bucket and then passed the tongs to Kaylee. Yay! Kaylee said as she grabbed a wing. This will be fun. We went around the table, taking one wing at a time until they were all gone. I counted the wings on my plate. I had 7 of them. So that was my fair share out of 28 pieces. But I had no idea why. Even worse, I didn't know why I didn't know why, if that makes any sense. I ate the wings, along with the green beans, mashed potatoes, and salad. Nothing tasted very good. All the food seemed to sit in my stomach like pieces of brick. As soon as we finished dinner, I ran for the phone and called Benedict. We still have a problem, I said. I know. I was trying to study math so I won't wreck the ice cream party. All that multiplying and dividing stuff doesn't make any sense. I really don't understand how fractions work either. I bet we're still part numbed. I thought back to the matheteria. There was a door on each side of the room. Remember? We went into the give and take room. I guess it was just for addition and subtraction. The other room must be for multiplication and division. We have to go back, Benedict said. They're closed. We'll have to wait till tomorrow. School isn't going to be fun, he said. I have a terrible feeling you're right. After I hung up the phone, I took out my math book to see for myself how bad it was. Just like Benedict, all I knew how to do was add and subtract. If I had to take my share of anything tomorrow or figure out a fraction, I'd be in big trouble.